Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Good morning. And happy Easter. So, today we're going to be talking about documentaries to watch, which are always available all the time and very fun to watch. But before I get started, I like to talk about why I'm qualified to discuss these things. So years ago, I got sick and I learned about the idea of using food as medicine years after that. And so I became a health coach to actually learn more information for myself on how to use food as medicine. And then it became a mission for me to share resources with other people so that they could go from wherever they are with their health to wherever they want to be, in a easier and faster fashion than it was for me. I mean, for me, it was a little bit gradual. So, it's my mission to make that an easier thing for anybody else that wants to change their health and where it is. So so that's what I do. And I decided I wanted to share this with as many people as possible because I think there are a lot of symptoms and diseases that people deal with and that take us away from our passions and what we really want to do and what we really want our lives to be about. And if we didn't have to deal with that, I just think it would be so cool. I mean, yes, there are ways with a healthy enough diet and lifestyle to reverse disease and symptoms, but if we didn't have to deal with them in the first place, I just think that would be so much better. So that brings me to where we are today. So again, happy Easter. And I wanted to talk about this. I know that we've talked about documentaries in the past, but I feel like it's something that we should revisit from time to time because, there are new documentaries coming out all the time and all different things for us to watch and stuff. And I just want to make that known that those things are out there. So, I was thinking about sharing this for last week's live because I know a lot of you were on spring break for, whether you have kids or, whatever your schedule is like. A lot of people had off last week. And so I was thinking that would be kind of a cool time to, talk about something like this just to get people to think about different documentaries that are available. But I didn't want to cause too much of, cognitive dissonance with holiday traditions, and they're really powerful documentaries, and I really have a feeling that they may do just that. So I didn't want to, interfere with any kind of holiday traditions that you are used to. So so that's why we're talking about it today. So, we do have, some people do have like another day or two maybe off. And if you don't, then, like I said, they're always available. So anytime that you have time, they're there for you. So so there's all different, documentaries and I have a list over here. So, I'm just gonna list them pretty much essentially. So, and there's documentaries coming out all the time. So even if you have watched them, you can always rewatch them, or if if there's always something new to watch. So that's something that's really neat and cool too. So the You Are What You Eat, the twin study, that came out recently, the twin experiment, that came out pretty recently. I was actually contacted by a bunch of people about that when they watched it, and they thought that was kind of cool. There's also What the Health, a lot of people liked. Game Changers. Forks Over Knives is an old documentary, but it's definitely one that's changed a lot of people and helped a lot of people to change their diets and, just gave them a lot of information. That one includes a lot of information, I think, that people might not be aware of. So I think that's a cool one too. But there are lots of different documentaries out there, and they're all different topics. So whether it's, like human welfare, animal welfare, environmental impacts of diet, all different kinds of things. There are different documentaries for all different things. So again, whatever you're interested in, there's always a documentary, and reach out to me if you want any suggestions. I'd list more. There are so many different documentaries, and a lot of them can be quite graphic. So I'd rather just not go into details about them and talk about them too much here and give names, because you might sit down to watch something and it might not be what you think it's going to be. So so reach out if you have any ideas or if you need any recommendations for different things, and we can talk about what topic is most important to you and what you want to really watch and what is, what means the most to you. So, and feel free to comment below this if you have watched any and what you thought, and, if you can give any recommendations, or if, if you have any, like I said, any thoughts on any reviews of any of the documentaries you have watched. So yeah, as usual, I'm on all different social channels. So I definitely recommend joining our Benefits of Eating Plants Facebook group if you haven't already. We share lots of information, and you can always ask questions there. It's a really cool environment. So I definitely encourage you to join that. So I will list that link below. I also I will link my Facebook, my YouTube channel link down below also. After I do the lives on Sundays, then on Wednesdays, I post them on my YouTube channel, and they live there pretty much forever. And so there's years of these lives and all different kinds of information. So I definitely encourage you to check that out. It really helps me too if you will subscribe to my channel. That's really cool too. So thank you in advance for that. And I'm also building another Facebook group, but I'll talk to you about that more next week. But that's something kind of exciting that's happening. Along the lines of everything I do, I also created a self-guided course to walk you through exactly how to change your diet, or just add more, add more vegetables, add more plants to your diet, whichever you're ready for. Because I think a lot of people understand why, or they understand how. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm getting tongue-tied. I think a lot of people understand why that changing their diet or adding more plants is important, but I'm not really sure people understand how to technically do it. So that's why I created the course, to really walk you through and be there every step of the way to give you answers. So yeah, if you're interested in that, ask me for the link for that, and I will give you information about that. And as usual, whether you're watching this live or on replay, then feel free to comment how this video made you feel. We talked about it before, but if you have any reviews or if you've watched any of these documentaries, let us know down below. If there's anything that you want me to cover in a future video, then list that as well, or feel free to contact me privately about that. I want this. I talk about this every week, but I want this to be as valuable to you as possible. So any way that I can make that happen, please let me know. So I think that's about it. Let me just check over. Yeah, I think that's about it. So again, happy Easter, everyone, and have a beautiful and colorful day. Bye, everybody.